feeling like life has just been happening to you and you are not in control of things. Maybe the things you used to do would work in these circumstances and they are no longer working. We are going to clear out any of those blockages within your life so that as you go forward and do whatever it is that you want to do, it feels easier. There's a sense of freedom there, okay? So we're going to start the session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us this stuff done. Maybe it's something else, maybe it's peace, maybe it's just, oh, I'm able to get up and just enjoy life. So whatever that is, we're going to create space around your feelings. So just allowing the body to match the feelings of this dream life. So with each breath that you take, as you are still thinking about this dream life, you start to feel it in your nose, in your toes, in your shoulders, your arm, your head, your forehead, the nape of your neck, your front body, back body, bottom, legs, all around you, within you, in your boundaries, all of that, feel it. And when you get excited over something, of course there's a feeling that we associate with excitement, but what does the rest of your body feel like when you're excited about doing something? What does your hands feel like? What do your toes feel like? I want you to become very aware of the sensation of what it feels like in this dream life, so that as you are walking forward into this dream life, you'll be able to recognize it quicker, because maybe the feelings don't catch up just yet, but there's sensations in your body that tells you, I'm right there, I'm on the way. Because you never know, the dream might be even bigger than what you imagine, more expansive, more comforting. Maybe you want a fast life and you get peace and enjoyment. Maybe you want a slow life and you get speed and energy. All of these things are possibilities, and of course a combination. So as we work on the feelings, you gotta decide there's gonna be some feelings that you let go. And you have to react to things differently. The way you react to things before no longer works or applies here. So no getting overwhelmed. No getting frustrated. It's okay to be honest about how you feel that day. Hey, this disappointed me, or hey, this is enjoyable. But you cannot stay stuck there, because staying stuck there increases those blockages. So you have to find a way, whatever way is best for you, to find out how to keep going regardless of how you feel that day. It doesn't mean to work yourself until you're tired. It doesn't mean to force yourself to feel something different. It means to negotiate with yourself. What can you do or say to yourself to make yourself feel comfortable enough to continue to work towards goals even when they're difficult? Because if you believe, oh, I can't do this, I'm not good at X, Y, and Z, that is your belief system. So when you change the way that you believe, you remove another layer of life blockages so that you can be able to access the life that you want. So let's just start to remove that life blockage and belief. When it comes to a higher power, when it comes to the unknown, the universe, the infinite, it should not be based on limiting thoughts. enjoyed this pendulum a month ago, so I'm going to bring this out for this. When we are working on creating this reality, okay? Creating this reality, what does it look like? What does your money look like? What does your everyday life look like? What are your hobbies? I'm a very big hobbyist. So what do your hobbies look like? Just going really slow here. Okay. Taking your time. And as you exhale here, exhale, let it all go. All the pain, all the disappointment, all the false starts, let it all go. Just erase every little bit. Right now is the only time that matters. And today is a fresh start that is good enough. Good enough. Good enough. Get enough to eat for our juicy goals. Releasing and letting this go. You are allowed to have any kind of life that you want. So choose it. I see so many people just allowing life to happen to them, assuming that there is only a set way of living life and they're trying to catch up to this way instead of saying, bump that, okay? And choose your own way of living, your own way of looking at life, your own way of enjoying life. Why not? Someone else did it, and then enough people liked it that they wanted to join. So why can't you do it for yourself? So, as we are recreating your reality, I want you to think about what you want. What are some of the things, the dreams, the goals that you want, things that you would like to come to be? And let's create a reality where these things can easily flow in a direction of progression. So, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Release. Let that go. So I'm going to check in with you for a couple seconds. So we worked on the mind, the feeling, the belief, and now we are creating our own reality. We connected our feelings. We connected our belief, our understanding of who we are. Like when you say to yourself, I'm just the type of person who fill in the blank. That's your reality. Now, as you choose who you are becoming, you don't have to know anything of how to do whatever it is you want to become. Maybe you say, oh, I always wanted to learn how to dance. Maybe you got 2 left feet. Whatever. See yourself as a dancer. See yourself as someone who creatively moves their body to music or beats or rhythm, that you express change over time. How about this? How about sometimes the dreams we have today are the stepping stones for the reality of tomorrow? So take your time. Take your time. Take your time. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just the way you want. So recreate whoever you are. Maybe you're someone who's more like, maybe kind switch off, whatever. And then the next thing you do is you take movement. Maybe the movement is fitness. Maybe it is dance. Maybe it is yoga. Maybe it is some other type of expression. Maybe you want to go rollerblading, you know, or roller skating. Maybe that's what you do. Whatever that is, just allow it to be. And then the next part is like maybe you're working on something, your personal projects, and I want you to build this life in a new way. Give this person a whole different identity and reality. Okay? And when we're making our own reality, we're not unrealistic. We know that life still happens. We'll still have setbacks. But the setbacks are like, well, okay, a task that needs to be done, as opposed to something that really pulls on the trauma of things of the past. No, it's just a task that needs to be done, an inconvenience, and you just keep on going. So I gave kind of a blueprint of how your own reality could be, but I want you to fill in the blanks. This reality that you make, that you choose for yourself, how do you think? What are the thoughts that someone like you in this reality would have? Maybe the thoughts are, I get up every day motivated and full of energy, or I find peace every day, or I find patience and quiet and stillness, or I find a lot of energy in whatever you need, or I find financial stability. Often when we're talking about finances, that is a part of our well-being as well, because to have adequate shelter, home, food, and expendable income to do things that you choose to do is important. It really shifts the things we're able to do for yourself in this life at all times now. So no matter what it looks like around you, you think, this is the day, even if you don't have the money to live the life that you want. Find little pieces of it that you can do. Okay, let me go get my face mask out the freezer so I can sit back and recline on the couch and enjoy this self-care session. You got self-care Thursdays and Mondays and Tuesdays, whatever. Or maybe spending time with friends. Maybe you want to do a lot of traveling the world with friends. But maybe what you can do is just take a day trip somewhere or go somewhere local. The thing that I notice is that there's a lot of interesting things around us that we just have to rediscover. Because when we go somewhere else in the world, that is someone's, everyday life. So if we're discovering things in the world that happen to be someone's everyday life, there's interesting things near us that people are traveling to find. And it doesn't matter where you're at, even if you're somewhere remote, then it could be the wildlife. It could be nature if you're somewhere that's city. It could be, events that are happening and different groups and planning and stuff like that. And you gotta find things you like. Like for me, I love dancing. And I don't mean like choreography. I mean like you just go, you got the music bumping, and you just in your own world. I love that. And I love times where I can go out with my friends and do just that. And we're all in our own world, having our little dance battles and stuff. Love that. So, what I like to do when there are opportunities to get together with the people I care about, I'm like, come on, we're gonna have a good time. And I don't care if we walk into an establishment where nobody is dancing, people are sitting around, and it looks like, nothing's happening. As long as the music is going, we about to have a good time. Now, we are the party. That's how I like to think about it. We are the party. I don't expect for there to be like, everything that I want as I go into the space. I choose for that experience to be what I want it to be. Now sometimes, a girl gets lucky and it is what it is. And other times I make it be that. And when you have that infectious energy, that attraction, it also brings that out in the people around you. And those people there, people start having a good time, okay? So the same could be said about talking about your hopes and dreams. You might say, I want to be able to do this, and that, and I would love to be able to do this traveling, or I like to create these things. Maybe you're good at building stuff, I don't know. And speak from that. Oh yeah, okay, I would like to do this. Be so excited about it that someone says to you, oh, you know what, I heard that they have a free class on that's coming up, and you're like, oh, okay, And when I say stuff like that, I want you to understand the difference between telling people your hopes and your dreams and sharing your excitement for life, your hopes and your dreams. Once you get to a stable place and you're like, I'm gonna make this happen, then you can share with others. But when you are finally at that place of, okay, I can share with others, let people naysay. I remember that for me, when I first went to college, I remember there said the same thing. Oh, college doesn't make you smart, da, 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 you know. So which one are you planning to go to? What's your plan to get in? I was like, hey, I'm already in. I'm going to be starting at this date, and then I'm going. And in that same moment, these people switched, and they started to say like, oh, okay, well, that actually sounds pretty good. You want to know why? Because they could not see themselves doing those things, and because they could not see themselves doing it, they assumed that for me. And when I already demonstrated to them that I had done things that they were not aware of, then they started to realize, oh, okay, well, maybe this is for you. So I brought those people into my reality. You get what I'm trying to say? It is the same when I started my own business, and this is a part of the business as well. When I started my own business, a lot of people did not get it. You know, they kind of felt like, oh, okay. You know, some people thought it was kind of cool, like, oh, talking about esoteric things, because I was just kind of that weird friend always talking about esoteric things. And they're like, okay, well, you know, how do you help people like doing that? Or are people really interested in that as yourself with expendable income so you can do the things you like. Perhaps traveling or buying certain things. Maybe you are a watch collector or you collect coins. I don't know what you do. But whatever that is, you have that income. And also you free yourself from compulsive spending, meaning you're not just spending to feel better because life doesn't feel good. You're able to make really good choices with your money because you have everything you need. So when you do spend money, it's in a very purposeful way. Learn how to enjoy life for free too. There's a lot of things you can do for free. You can take a walk for free or a ride for free, depending on where the ride is, but definitely take a walk for free. So you can walk for free, you can meditate for free. There's so many free things on the internet that you can do. You can learn something online for free. You can learn some history for free. And a lot of local or kind of regional or state things or kind of, what am I trying to say, government things. They will have free activities. I know embassies have different activities as well. So there's a lot of free things that you can do that are kind of nice, that got a little budget to them. If you live in an area that has this seasonal activity, you could do that. Some places have fruit picking or flower picking or, beautiful plant life or whatever. And other things, there's plenty of things to do for free. As well as you can make a fun time, like I said before. Okay, boom, we about to turn some music on, we about to have a good time. And let's just go back and do all the dances, all the old school dances we used to do back in the day. We're gonna do them right now. We're gonna see who remember them now. So that's a part of it too. So keep on going. Keep on going in this reality. Do you have love in this reality? Romantic love specifically. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it feel to have someone who loves and cares for you? And you can feel comfortable knowing that they will be there. That they will be there. And you can trust in building a life with them. You can trust that they will give you the space you need, as well as they are dependable. How does it feel to have that? To be one of those lucky people who have that, who truly likes the person they're with. That is a very lucky thing to have. Many people are with people they do not like. But not just love someone, but actually like them. And someone you can have fun with. That's a big one. You want to be with somebody you can have fun with. And you're able to have fun with this person. Or whatever else you have. You see your children if you have children. If you want to have children, you see a life of children. If you don't want kids, you bump them kids. You see your fur babies or nothing at all. Maybe you just kind of like the freedom of just being around yourself or guess what? A year, 5 and 10 will pass you so quick. You'll turn around and wonder what happened. You will turn around and wonder what happened. So take your time. Move slow. And go in this direction that allows you to grow. Okay, babies. You did a fantabulous job today. I'm so proud of you, and I hope that this really helped in removing life blockages and creating your own reality. You get to choose your reality, and I hope you feel relief as well as you feel comfort in the session that we just had together. Also, a special announcement, we will be having a wellness retreat that's going to be happening in the Mystic community of my people. So if you would like to join the wellness retreat, it's an online retreat, head on over to the mpcommunity.com and join the Mystic community there. And all the information is there. So we're going to have movement, we're going to have breath work, we're going to do different things to help our wellness, probably some divination, kind of fun stuff there. So for everybody, if no one has said it, let me say it. Love you, but love yourself a little bit more each and every day. I know I do. Okay, I got a stellium in Leo, baby. I know I do. And take care of yourselves. I will see you next time, as well as congratulations to all our recently attuned, kind of like a little bit over 2 weeks ago, but whatever, recently attuned Reiki Master teachers and first degree Reiki practitioners. So proud of you all, loving to watch these journeys, and it's so